There are thousands of free-to-play first-person shooters on Steam, but have you ever wondered which ones are truly worth playing? Well, my friends, don't worry, as I've gone through them and found the games you absolutely need to download in 2024. Negatively rated games like Overwatch 2 and Warzone are definitely not included. Only the best ones have made it into this definitive list of the best FPS games. This is Undercover Dudes, and these are the top 30 free-to-play first-person shooter games to play right now. Let's get straight into it. Starting off with Dark and Darker, a recently released hardcore fantasy dungeon adventure title. This game garnered significant attention over the past year for its gritty combat, gruesome monsters, and immersive dungeon crawler concept. While still evolving in early access, it offers a fun and addicting experience, and this free version allows you to create one character and play on normal mode on all maps, providing a substantial taste of the gameplay. AWOL is a huge throwback to first-person shooters like Duke Nukem 3D, built on the same engine. This offers a unique gameplay experience rarely seen today, but updated to fit the modern market. New additions include commanding AI squad mates, more sophisticated enemies, and fully hand-drawn characters, all enhancing the experience. Despite its older style, AWOL is definitely worth checking out for a blend of nostalgia and fresh gameplay elements. Next is the newly released Pixel Gun 3D PC Edition. Originally a blocky shooter for the mobile, it has now made its way to Steam, generating a significant amount of interest. The game has a lot of maps, modes, and weapons, enhancing its relatively simple point-and-shoot gameplay. It serves as a throwback to the past, which can be a good thing. However, it's important to note that Pixel Gun 3D does have some pay-to-win elements, which detracts from an otherwise cool experience. Next up, we have Tom Clancy's XDefiant, a fast-paced arena FPS from industry giants Ubisoft. This hero shooter centers around various factions known as Defiance, each boasting unique appearances and, more importantly, distinctive abilities. Graphically, it's solid, and its gameplay is reminiscent of Call of Duty, which is a refreshing take given the recent stagnation in the genre. Overall, XDefiant injects some much-needed variety into the free-to-play scene, offering a robust and engaging arena shooter experience. Unturned is a free-to-play multiplayer survival game developed by a single person, yet it has garnered immense popularity. Set in a post-apocalyptic world teeming with zombies and other players, you scavenge for resources while building bases and crafting weapons to defend against both the undead and fellow survivors. The game features various modes including survival, creative, and arena, and boasts a large modding community. With its accessibility, low system requirements, and engaging gameplay, it's clear why Unturned has such a dedicated following. Next today is Totally Accurate Battlegrounds, a physics-based battle royale game. This game is wild, featuring crazy gameplay with exaggerated ragdoll physics, wacky weapons, and levels designed for chaotic and hilarious action. It all comes together in a unique, fun-focused way, proving that games don't have to be serious to be good, as seen with its lighthearted approach and unpredictable mechanics. Next up is Warface, a game that really epitomizes the standard type of arcade shooter, featuring PvP, PvE, and battle royale, co-op modes, various classes, weapon customization, and so on and so on. Now, with that said, the gameplay is pretty solid. It features the weight of movement seen in games like Battlefield with great gunplay. This is backed up with very low system requirements, only needing a Core 2 Duo, 2 gigs of RAM, and a GeForce 8600 GT. So yeah, anybody can play this game. Now, talking about another free-to-play game, we've got the sponsor of today's video, Honkai Star Rail. That's right, my friends, the free-to-play multi-platform galactic fantasy RPG from the makers of Genshin Impact is here. And best of all, it's available on PC, PS5, and mobile devices with data sync between platforms. Now, as part of the new major update in version 2.3, we have a ton of new content and adventures to explore, as players will be invited to the Radiant Feldspar, discussing the future of Penacony. In this update, we're introduced to some awesome new characters, the first being Firefly SAM, a member of the Stellaron Hunters, and a mysterious young girl clad in a mechanical battle suit. Another character also enters the fray in Jade, an opportunistic and unscrupulous broker from IPC's Strategic Investment Department, who prioritizes profit above all else. Make sure to also try the Origami Birds event, where you can challenge your friends for the first time in PvP gameplay. Furthermore, version 2.3 also brings back the popular characters Imruan Mei and Aragenti in the Warp, and on top of all of this, logging on for 7 days will get you 10 Star Rail special passes, useful to pull those new characters. With all of this exciting stuff and more coming to Honkai Star Rail, make sure to use my link in the description to try it out, and also use my redemption code below to redeem 50 Stellar Jade. Next is PlanetSide 2, truly one of the only MMO FPS games that has a solid and active player base. The focus of this game is on huge battles over a massive planet, with you choosing one of 3 factions and vying for control of the planet, with up to 2,000 players on the map at one time. Choose one of the many infantry classes, spawn in an ATV, tank, dropship and more, and then squad up with up to 48 players in a platoon. It's all out chaos. I loved Quake as a kid, and now we have the modern version in Quake Champions. This game revolves around a hero shooter concept, where characters have unique abilities and attributes, but the core gameplay remains extremely skill-based and very much Quake. The variety of modes, upgraded graphics and low system requirements make Quake Champions a super rewarding game to play. It's a perfect blend of classic Quake action with modern enhancements, offering both nostalgia and fresh excitement for new and returning players alike. Banana Shooter is a whimsical and lighthearted free-to-play game that adds a playful twist to the genre. Players engage in chaotic battles wielding bananas as weapons, creating a hilarious and unpredictable gaming experience. Despite its silly premise, Banana Shooter offers surprisingly fun gameplay and a variety of modes that keep you entertained. Its colourful visuals and quirky mechanics make it a refreshing and enjoyable choice for casual gamers looking to have fun without taking themselves too seriously. Next today is Halo Infinite, the latest entry in the Halo series that's now completely free to play. Despite a rocky and negative launch, Halo Infinite has stabilized to a mostly positive review rating on Steam, which is great to see. The gameplay is classic Halo, delivering the same engaging experience that fans have loved from the older games, paired with beautiful AAA graphics in a 2023 and 2024 shell. This combination highlights the game's true strengths, and while it clearly has suffered from insufficient development time before launch, it's now a must-try game for FPS fans. Next today is OPharsh Doorstop, a Patreon-funded free-to-play tactical shooter headed by YouTuber BlueDrake42. This game is truly the Swiss Army knife of shooters, prioritizing modability to let players create whatever they can imagine. Since its release, the team and community have worked tirelessly, transforming it into a unique modder's paradise. It's by far the most unique game on this list, offering realistically infinite potential and absolutely worth the download for anyone looking to customize their FPS experience. A game that I've played a lot in the past is Black Squad, a free-to-play shooter developed and published by NS Studio. Featuring the unique blend of tactical and arcadey gameplay, Black Squad feels like CSGO but with a much faster pace. This makes it great for round-based modes as well as team deathmatch, and with that said, you can choose from a variety of weapons and hop in casually or via ranked matches. Overall, it offers a pretty decent experience for fans of both tactical and fast-paced shooters, and it still has a small but solid player base. Next up is Combat Master, a bare-bones FPS that old-school Call of Duty fans are loving. Despite its less than desirable animations, Combat Master focuses on twitch gameplay and insane movement, offering a stark contrast to the slower pace of newer Call of Duty titles. The game also features easy-to-run graphics, making it a hit with low-spec gamers and fostering a small but strong community. One of the best hero shooters out there is Paladins, likely second only to Overwatch 2, but with that said, that game does have an overwhelmingly negative rating. Developed by Hi-Res Studios and launched in 2016, Paladins features an extremely diverse range of heroes, addictive gameplay, and great visuals. While comparisons to Overwatch are very common, Paladins, in my opinion at least, shares more similarities with traditional first-person shooters in terms of its combat mechanics, and therefore makes it the superior choice. This one goes without saying, it's Riot Games' premier shooter, and it's called Valorant. Taking the round-based nature popularized by Counter-Strike, Riot has taken it to the next level with the addition of agents, characters with unique abilities that dramatically changes the match. This, in addition to the insanely spot-on gunplay and movement, along with the super easy to run but also beautiful graphics, makes sense why so many people play Valorant. Next, we have the intense and fast-paced first-person shooter called Killfish. This game is heavily inspired by Ultra Kill, Doom, and the like, with the fast-paced movement being core to this game's identity. This This syncs perfectly with not only the cool gun mechanics, but also the unique style which incentivizes you to kill in flashy ways to improve your score. This is all captured in the neon glow of the graphics and art style, which works particularly well as you're using the hook to move around at high speed. Overall, an extremely underrated free-to-play shooter for sure. Next up is the quintessential looter shooter RPG MMO FPS game called Destiny 2. This game showcases high production value, evident in its intense, feature-rich gameplay and stunning graphics. Originally a paid title, Destiny 2 maintains its premium quality even today, where players can enjoy a wealth of content from cooperative raids to competitive PvP modes, all set in beautifully crafted worlds. Its seamless blend of RPG elements and FPS mechanics ensures a captivating experience, making it a top choice for fans of the genre. Next up is Onearmed Robber, an offshoot of One-Armed Cook that offers a uniquely chaotic first-person heisting experience. In this game, you play as a determined robber with only one arm, pulling off daring heists on banks, shops, and various establishments. This game is ridiculous in the best way possible, with some gamers even claiming it's better than Payday. Its laid-back and fun premise bucks gaming trends, providing a refreshing and entertaining experience. Plus, it's free, so definitely check this one out. This next game is absolutely wild, and it's called FPS Chess, a fast-paced 1v1 class-based shooter where the chess game takes a backseat. You start with a normal game of chess, but capturing pieces leads to a shooter-based 1v1 battle, with more important pieces having the advantage. It's wild, unpredictable, incredibly unique, perfect for fans seeking something very different. Considering its student made, it's very impressive. Even if it's not the most optimized, it's up there for sheer fun and originality. Next up is STALCRAFT, an MMO FPS rooted in the survival genre that combines an open world, RPG elements, and dynamic shooting into a highly anticipated package. Originally a Minecraft fan modification, STALCRAFT has evolved over the last 7 years into a standalone title reminiscent of Stalker. It features both PvP and PvE gameplay, along with storylines, quest, and voice cutscenes. STALCRAFT offers an incredibly detailed, unique experience, making it a standout choice if you don't want to pay for games like Escape from Tarkov. Next up is Team Fortress 2, the award-winning classic FPS featuring 9 unique classes, various modes, and addicting gameplay, along with a whimsical art style. With its vibrant community and despite the lack of real updates, TF2 continues to be a beloved classic in the genre, offering endless hours of fun and chaotic action to both new and veteran players alike. Next up is Cryptus, a free-to-play shooter inspired by classics such as Wolfenstein 3D, Doom, and Duke Nukem. Emphasizing movement, Cryptus focuses on dashing, jumping, and shooting through hordes of the undead, delivering incredibly fun gameplay. Wrapped in a retro aesthetic, it tastefully plays homage to its predecessors while featuring fast-paced action, a variety of weapons, and an awesome soundtrack. Next up is one of the most underrated free-to-play shooters out right now, and that's Polygon. This low-poly shooter features easy-to-run yet visually appealing graphics that complements its arcadey style gameplay. The gunplay is solid and the movement is smooth, resembling Call of Duty and Battlefield in 16v16 matches. With that said, the low-poly aesthetic also delivers a great experience, particularly for low-spec gamers. One of the most popular games of all time is PUBG Battlegrounds, the quintessential battle royale title. It follows the classic formula that, to be fair, it popularized: jump in, pick up some guns, and eliminate your competition and aim to be the last one standing. While it definitely doesn't prioritize creativity, its execution is pretty top-notch, delivering a thrilling and intense experience that keeps players coming back for more, especially over time where they've got rid of hackers and have really refined the experience. With constant updates and a dedicated player base, PUBG remains a staple in the free-to-play FPS genre. One of the best free-to-play games out right now in general is Apex Legends, the Titanfall-based shooter developed by Respawn Entertainment. Alongside Fortnite and PUBG as the premier battle royale titles, Apex has insanely tight gameplay, amazing graphics, and a dedicated community with a ton of content. This, alongside the fan monetization, shows exactly why Apex should be a top and must-try game. Coming up next is the new FPS that has taken over the free-to-play scene, and that's The Finals, a fully destructible first-person shooter made by former DICE developers. This game is fantastic. Firstly, it looks absolutely beautiful, but more importantly, it's centered on fast-paced gameplay and is gun-in-class focus, wrapped up in an environment that literally collapses around you. This game is shot to the top of the Steam charts, and for a good reason. It's one of the best free-to-play games out right now. One of my favorites on this list is Ironsight, a fast-paced shooter heavily influenced by Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Known for its twitch gameplay and deep customization options, Ironsight delivers that old-school gaming experience in the best way possible. With years of developed content, it offers a robust gaming experience that often goes underrated amongst other titles in the genre. Next up is World War III, a multiplayer first-person shooter that rivals Battlefield and Call of Duty in scale and intensity. In World War III, players engage in 20v20 battles on foot or in tanks or other vehicles, utilizing a wide array of weapons across expansive maps. The game features solid gameplay mechanics and impressive graphics, complete with a user interface reminiscent of Battlefield and a vast array of maps set in diverse locations such as the streets of Warsaw, Berlin, Moscow, and more. This next one goes without saying. It's the most popular free-to-play first-person shooter of all time, and it's called Counter-Strike 2. Featuring addictive gameplay, insanely well thought out maps, a host of modes and community servers galore, CS2 is the pinnacle of the genre.